So welcome everybody to this evening's conference with Le Cercle des Langues. Today we will be discussing future forms. So will, going to, present continuous, when, and how to use these future forms. This evening's conference is for levels A1 to A2. I will present the conference for 20 minutes, and for the last 5 minutes, we will have a question and answer section. Please feel free to write your questions on a page, or you can put your questions into the chat, and I will answer them at the end of our conference. So let's begin. This evening's conference will have 4 parts. We will talk about the future simple, which is will, and we will talk about going to. The third part will be present continuous, and the fourth, we will talk about exceptions and practice. So let's begin. Today we will learn how to talk about the future in English. There are 3 main ways: will, going to, and the present continuous. Each one has a different use depending on what you want to say. So let's see how and when to use them in real life. So when we speak about the future tenses, we talk about things that have not happened yet. We use these future tenses when we want to discuss future plans, make predictions, or decide to do something. So let's look at different ways to express the future. And 2 of the most common ways are will and be going to. So will is normally used for decisions that are made now. For example, I'll call you later. Be going to is normally used for future plans. For example, she's going to visit her grandmother next week. The present continuous is normally used for fixed future arrangements. For example, we are meeting our teacher at 10 a.m. It's important to remember that the equivalent for will in English, for example, will go or will take. En français, on dit prendrai, prendra. It is the futur simple. Okay? Be going to, c'est l'équivalent en français, c'est le futur proche. So in English, we have 2 different meanings. We have 2 different ways of using it in English. And then the present continuous, for example, we are meeting our teacher at 10 a.m. We use it for the future because we have a future time expression. For example, 10 a.m., next week, la semaine prochaine, par exemple. Now we will look at each one in detail. The future simple, so will. Will is used to make predictions or decisions in the moment. The structure is the subject plus will plus the base form of the verb. For example, will go, will run, will eat. So we never say will to go, because that is the infinitive, c'est l'infinitive. So we say will plus the base of the verb. We also contract will with pronouns. For example, I will becomes I'll. You will becomes you'll. For example, I'll text you later. They'll arrive soon. We use will when we are predicting something that we believe will happen in the future. These predictions are based on what we think, not necessarily on evidence that we see. So what does this mean? It means there is no proof that something will happen. All that we have is what we think will happen. So there's no proof. For example, I think she will win the competition. So I think it, but there is no proof that she will win. You will pass your English test. So I think you will pass, but I am not 100% certain. I will travel to Australia in the future. So it is something that I think I will do. However, I am not 100% sure. We also use will for decisions that are made in the moment. Instant decisions. Decisions that are made on the spot. It's a spontaneous decision, meaning you haven't planned it before. For example, I feel sick. I think I will call the pharmacy. So in that moment, I took the decision. Don't worry, I will help you with that. Because you needed help, but I didn't know before. So when you told me, but I took the decision now that I am going to help you. I will open the door. Don't worry. So we are now going to move on to the future, which is going to. So remember, will is spontaneous and something I think will happen. The future, which is going to, is to talk about things we plan to do in the future. So when you have planned it, there is proof that it is going to happen. And the structure for this tense is the subject plus the verb to be, le verbe être, plus. So am, is, or are, plus going to, and the base verb. So we are going to watch a movie tonight because maybe I had a phone call or a conversation with my friend and we planned to go to a movie. So we are going to watch a movie tonight. She is going to visit her grandparents this weekend. They are going to run tonight because it is planned. Using going to for plans. We use be going to when we have already made a plan or a decision about something. This is different from will, which is more spontaneous. I am going to study for my exam tomorrow. We are going to travel to Portugal next summer. So remember that we spoke about it being a prediction with evidence. Going to is also used to make predictions when we have evidence now that something will happen in the future. For example, look at the dark clouds. It's going to rain soon. Because I have proof, I have evidence that it is going to rain. So therefore I can use be going to. because it is not something I think will happen. It is something I can see is going to happen. The baby is going to cry. She looks upset. So the baby is sad, and I can see that she is going to cry. So let's compare when to use will and when to use going to. Will is for spontaneous decisions and predictions without evidence. Going to is for plans and predictions with evidence. For example, I think I will call him later. I'm going to call him later. So now we move on to the present continuous. The present continuous is originally for something I am doing now. For example, I am speaking. You are listening. We are talking. However, we can use the present continuous for the future plans. And how do we do that? We can use it to talk about plans that are already arranged or that will happen soon because we add a future time or date. For example, I am meeting my boss tomorrow. We are having a team lunch at 1 p.m. She is visiting a client next week. So in the first sentence, I have the word tomorrow. Tomorrow shows me a future time. We are having a team lunch at 1 p.m. Maybe at the time it's 10 a.m. and at 1 p.m. it will be in the future. She is visiting a client next week. Next week is a future time. So we need time expressions in the future. When we use the present continuous with these expressions, it becomes the future. As I said, tomorrow, next week, and this afternoon. More future indicators could be tonight, on Monday, at 10 a.m., or next month. This shows that I am speaking about the future. So here we have some practice. Are these sentences from the future or from now? So please feel free to put your answers into the chat. She is wearing a red dress. She is wearing a red dress. Rashida says present. Marie-Helene says present. Barbara says present. Cecile, present. Sentence 1 for now. So we are only working with sentence 1 for now. She is wearing a red dress. It is present. Number 2. I am meeting Sam at 6 p.m. Marine says future. Future. Absolutely. It is the future. Why? Because we're saying that we are meeting at 6 p.m. They are working in the office. They are working in the office. Absolutely. It is the present. And number 4, we are flying to London next Friday. They are flying to London next Friday. Wonderful. So number 1 is the present continuous. Number 2 is the future. It's the present continuous, but for the future, because it's at 6 p.m. They are working in the office. That is present. And we are flying to London next Friday. It is the future. So now, future, now, and future. So what are some exceptions and practice? Will is often used to make offers and promises. For example, I will bring you some tea. It's an offer. I will always be your best friend. It's a promise. I will buy you some snacks for the trip. It's an offer. But going to is more for our fixed plans, and it's used when something is already arranged or planned. For example, I'm going to go to the dentist on Friday. It's fixed. She's going to visit her grandparents this weekend. It's prearranged, it's fixed, and it's in the future. We are going to move to a new apartment next month. It is a planned action. So looking at what we just studied, let's see if we can fill in the correct answer. So we are going to start with number 1. Look at those dark clouds. It will or is going to rain soon. Please share your answers in the chat. What do you think? So Marie says it's going to rain. Still, it's going to. Wonderful. Wonderful, absolutely. It's going to rain soon because I have the proof. Let's look at number 2. I think I visit my grandparents next weekend. Could be a little trap. I will visit my grandparents or I am going to. Sophie says will. Jean-Louis says going to. Marie-Hélène says will. Barbara says going to. For this one it is I will visit my grandparents next weekend because I said I think. So it's not something that I planned. It is something that I think will happen, even if it says next weekend. They are going to buy a new car or they will buy a new car next year. They have already planned it. What do we think? Will or be going to? Going to, Christelle? Sophie going to, Cecile going to? They are going to buy, Jean-Louis, tout à fait. Absolutely, they are going to buy a new car next year. Number 4, I am going to attend or I will attend a meeting at 6 p.m. What do we think? I will attend. I will attend. I am going. Yes, I am going to attend a meeting at 6 p.m. because it is planned. We have a future time. I am going to attend. She is going to study or she will study English because she has a test tomorrow. She is going to or she will. She is going to. Wonderful. She is going to study English because she has a test tomorrow. The test is planned. So therefore, she has planned to study. Number 6, I promise. I will call you when I get wonderful. Thank you, Cecile. I will call you when I get home. So here we have our responses. So in conclusion, knowing when to use will, going to, and the present continuous helps us express future ideas more clearly. Use will for spontaneous decisions, offers, promises, and predictions based on opinions. Use going to when talking about planned intentions or predictions based on present facts. Use the present continuous to describe fixed future arrangements, especially with specific time references. By practicing these distinctions, you will become more confident in speaking about the future in English. So I would like to thank everybody for joining me for this conference with Le Cercle des Langues.